Good morning. Yes, it's another beautiful morning, no matter where you're at, no matter what time of the day it is for you, wherever it is you're listening to this. It could be night. It doesn't really matter. It's beautiful, whatever time it is for you, if you just see that. Today I wake very gratefully. Another opportunity to be out and about sharing whatever it is I have to share. Today is the day for you to be more than what you were yesterday. Today's the day. I wake this morning with multiple thoughts, words, but there was one that just kept popping up, and it was due to the fact of a conversation that I had with a young man here in this little town that I'm at right now. And it was sow a seed. And then the other words start to pop into my head, and it was sow a seed of kindness. See, I'm living this life now. I've changed my world. I used to live in a different reality, and now I'm where I am today. And now it's as if I live this life as a farmer lives on his own farm. And the whole purpose of the farmer is to sow a seed. My life now is sow a seed of kindness. Sow a seed of love. Watch it grow. This I'm finding for me in my world. Maybe it's different in your world. Probably is. But in this time that we're in right now, in this world that we're in, we're in such a flux. We're in such a transition. We're in such a shift. There is this time where it's the time for those to go out and be an influence on those that are around you, your circle of influence, by sowing seeds of kindness. Putting in a word into someone's soul, a kind word. The conversation I had yesterday with this young gentleman that I hadn't seen in over a year. I don't know exactly how long, but I know it was over a year. I'm walking down this street, toting around a camera that I'm practicing with to capture moments. And he hollers over to me, and I come over to the corner that I had last seen him. A synchronistic moment for me. He has a whole nother energy about him. And he's just excited. And he fumbles around trying to figure out how to show affection with today's being what it is, this social distancing and all that. So he ends up doing the elbow thing, and then like he wants to put out his hand, and I open my arms, and then it's like, heck with it. I'm giving this young man a hug, and he comes in. And this is not his MO, but he comes in. And so he sits and tells me this story about how the conversations that we used to share moved him to the place where he took a chance and left the comfort of his zone that he was in. And he pushed out of the comfort zone that he was at. And now, a year plus later, he tells me how his life has changed. He points to this brand new car that he has. And it's like, my world has changed because of the things that you kept telling me, that you kept pushing on me. You just kept, and it was, he said, you were just, every day you just kept pushing these words. And it wasn't so much the wrong word there as pushing, but it was just, I was sowing a seed of kindness. I was reminding him of his worth. I was reminding him that there was much more in this world And I was reminding him that it wasn't necessarily about materialistic things. It was finding your happiness. And so for him, he started pushing out of his own comfort zone and found it. A year later, he comes back and says, my world has changed. And he said, how did you know? And I said, I only know what I know, and I share what I share. How it affects you is what you needed to hear. It's like now this conversation is being shared, these thoughts being shared. This will only affect you if you're open to receive the words are being said. This man was very excited. And I told him, it was nothing to do with me. I was just a reminder for you. There was much more ahead of you. But he had to do the work. As I reminded him again, it was only because he was willing to do the work. Yes, maybe he needed a nudge out of where it was he was at. And sometimes we all need that. We need that nudge. And sometimes it's our soul family that shows up and gives us that word that sows that seed of kindness into our souls. And it's like, that's what we needed. And then every once in a while, somebody comes by and pours a little water on that seed. Some more words of kindness. And they pour a little bit more water on that seed. And before you know it, starts growing. And that seed of kindness starts to grow into where it is we were supposed to be. I leave this man. Again, another hug. And as he starts to walk away, I said, hang on, there's a word that came through. And it was like all of a sudden this word came through, and it's like, get ready, because there's more. As long as you stay open, and as long as you don't stay comfortable in where it is you are now, and you stay open to what's coming, the door is going to open up to your world like you have not even, you can't even imagine. And the words came through, and it was not even a thought, and he just started smiling. And I went on about my day, and so my day turned, because all of a sudden I'm capturing moments that were, I took some awesome shots yesterday. So the point of this, sowing the seed of kindness. The more you sow, the more you will see happen in your life. And how do I say this? I sometimes share words of kindness even when I'm not at 100%. And I found through my own journey, the best way to raise my tank of energy up is to share what I have. I may not have a lot, but what I have, I will share. And the more I share, the more I'm replenished. The more my own tank fills up with the energy that I was lacking. And I found that when I'm hurting, when I'm not feeling my top self, I give. I give me. I give what I have. I share what I can share. And this is the process in which I believe that we, in this world and this time that we're in, this is where our power is. This is where we can do the most work. This is where we can have the biggest effect on this planet as it is now. So I challenge whoever hears this, in your day, go out and share. Go out and sow a seed of kindness. Be that person that lights somebody else's world up. And yes, you may not get instant gratification. It took a while for this gentleman to come back into my world and mine his. But it wasn't that I was seeking. So you don't know, and you won't know. And so now I got to watch my time. And so with that, I'll end. If you want to find me, you can find me on my Twin Flame Journey on Facebook. Nick Gallardo. You can find me on YouTube, Power of Love Heals. And you can find me here on Instagram. Be well, be love always, and until next time, stay awesome.